Guys, deluded, no doubt you guys have seen Danny Rose's interview in The Sun, I believe, or whatever. It's been put in several different media outlets. No doubt it's going to be taken out of context, and several media stations and people are going to run with, oh, Danny Rose is requested to leave Spurs, demanded to leave it instantly. Like I said, it's going to be taken out of context, but it was a refreshingly honest interview, and not many footballers are honest. They say a lot of rehearsed talk and things like that. So let's get into it. Firstly, he talked about his dark times being injured. Well, not necessarily dark times. He said he had a lot of what ifs moments and a lot of doubt. And I always tell you guys about the hard moments and why I don't like to see people banter people with injuries, because you have to remember this is people's health. That is their profession. Ultimately, they want to be out there playing football, and he wasn't able to do that for so many months after having he's been the last couple of years with no doubt been the best seasons of his career, or maybe the third year before that where he's really come into his own. So yeah, he praised Chelsea's strength in depth. I can't remember if he played against Chelsea in the semi final, but either way, he said he was on the bench and he saw the likes of Cesc, Hazard, and Costa come on, and that's where he knew he was in trouble. He's also said he believes he only has one big contract left. I mean, let's be honest, footballers we never like to think they're about money, but in like any profession, they've got to look after themselves. He's 27. You'd like to think that's true by the time I think his Spurs contract's done. He's 30, 31. You're not really going to get the big boy P's unless you're good then, because you're on the decline. So with that in mind, yeah, and with the injuries, you don't know how long he'll be playing this great. So yeah, he said he's only got one big contract left, and he said if I reached the levels he did last season, and this goes out to everyone, I will get what I'm worth. Don't know how much longer I'll play at this level. So with regards to that, goes out to everyone. That's probably shots at Levy or the big shots that deal with the contract negotiations. I think he's on 65k a week. He probably would get a lot more at some other clubs. I mean, he's arguably England's first choice left back, and one of the best two left backs in the country, left and right side playing together. Solid for two good seasons. So yeah, you could say yeah, he could get a lot more than 65k. That bit is true. And he said he won't in any walk of life he won't settle for less. So you can't blame him for knowing his worth. He's not saying he's a money grabber, but you need to know your worth. He said he knows his worth more so now that he's out injured. So yeah, I can't blame him for knowing his worth, and I've said this to you guys in many videos. I mean, I think Spurs could afford. Well, I don't know whether to go forward, but really should offer more money compared to the other clubs and their key players. I rate Spurs because they have a tight knit when it comes to wages and they don't really bend. But when it comes to you consider the contract stuff and think, I mean, the stadium stuff, it would be nice to at least keep them happy and tie them down and make it slightly more difficult if a club wants to come in for them. He's also said he wants to play up north. He doesn't know when, short term or long term, but he said it's a priority of his. He referenced he doesn't get to see his mum often and things like that. He left Leeds for Spurs at 16. So yeah, you can't really blame him for wanting to return home, similar to Kyle Walker. Now that obviously opens up the door to. I know they bought a left back already, but City, United, there's a case for a left back. And if he does stay and sees out the best period of his career, you'd argue he could probably get a move back to Leeds when his career's winding down and things. He didn't specify what club, he didn't specify when. He just said it's a priority. That's important to believe. But in that regards, he also said the football career is short. He doesn't want to look back in 15 years and have no medals. Obviously, he's got no medals today, and like he said, he's in one big contract left, and he's 27. Like I said, a lot of what he said will be taken out of context, a lot of it, and things like that. But it is refreshing. He's also said that he'll never forget how Spurs fans treated him at the beginning, similar to Ramsey. I can only relate it to Ramsey in terms of the abuse. Many eyebrows were raised when he signed that first initial contract under Poch. Yes, Pochettino improved him and made him a very good player, but he's also said people behaved like I had two left feet when Poch came in. He said he was a good player, doesn't want to blow his own trumpet, but he's a big player. But he hasn't denied that Pochettino's made him consistent. I mean, why would you not deny that? And he said he'll never forget how some Spurs fans make him felt. And he wanted in the interview he actually said, I want them to see this. You can't blame him. I mean, it's human nature. If you guys told me I was crap, as the Luguna some sections did, and I kept going, and some people like me, I'm never gonna forget them people who said I was crap, no matter how good they say I am, because that is what they did. It's human nature. I mean, he also said as well, which really got me, he's not saying he wants out, but if something concrete came up, he has no qualms voicing his opinion. Now, you can't really blame him for that. He's not entertaining no speculation. He's just being honest. I mean, when you consider what Spurs, I'm not relating it to Arsenal, they could go and get new investors or get added investment, and the stadium could be the beginning. They could go on a mad run. But when you consider Arsenal, the players knew around, I'm pretty sure late 2004, definitely 2005. I've seen that and read a lot about that. Thierry Henry, all of them, Vieira, all of them knew about the club were eventually going to tighten the purse strings, both in the transfer market and in competing. And a lot of them you saw jump ship and things like that. And when I consider reading between the lines, I've made a video already for you guys about Daniel Levy and Poch something's up. And like again, when you consider Ericsson, who was been being chased by certain clubs, Vertonghen, Loris, and somebody else, they've all said the same sort of language about there's no need to spend and this like that and this and that. These players obviously know if the plans for the club. They knew months ago whether they're going to spend or not. There's no just finding out now. I guarantee you they know exactly Spurs' plans. It's not like Arsenal. They know exactly Spurs' plans. Um, yeah, man, he said he was desperate to get their own record about never remembering. He wants to start at the World Cup and play for England. When he's playing and fit and firing, for me right now, he's undoubtedly England's best left back. The same can be said for a lot of players if they start playing and get regular football. There's a lot of England are very blessed with left backs, but you can't really blame him. In regards to Spurs, if I link it to Arsenal, I'd say, yeah, when I said they need to tie down some of their players to better contracts, they do, and they've gone about it. I'd say Kane's the only one you could argue probably won't leave. It'll be a bit like Thierry Henry when Thierry Henry was the last to leave. It was with a very big heart, and he must have to seriously believe that he can't win stuff and not believe in the Spurs' project. In regards to next, I don't know if I don't want to say next because he hasn't asked to leave, but if Rose did leave and someone else was more likely to leave, I'd say Toby or Lloris were probably out the key players, the more likely to leave out of all the Spurs players. But the key thing, man, a lot of what he said is being taken out of context. Allegedly, it was recorded months ago and things like that. We'll never know. Personally, I think it's great to see players being so honest, not saying this whole rehearsed talk and things of that nature. But that's just me. Make up your own opinions. Get in the comments. I know Spurs fans might not want to hear this, and it might make them some uneasy. But yeah, get in the comments, share it, like it, subscribe to me, follow me on my socials. I'm out, guys. Thank you for watching.